Hey YouTube, it's me ACEE06, and I am making this video because I have just gotten some furious, and I mean furious news. I was checking one of my mail accounts on Yahoo. I opened the front page and you will not believe what it says. The iconic Waldorf Astoria is closing its doors. I thought, this can't be real. I opened things up and it was saying pieces are now on sale. I go like, what the fuck? I was planning to go there in like 10 or so days, and now this place is closed. Now it's not closed forever despite what one sign says, but however, it is planning to convert 2/3 or so of its hotel rooms into condos. All the high tower floors, it will not be anywhere close to the same. By converting to condos, you know what this means. All those condo floors are going to be restricted. It's going to be like the Plaza, essentially. This is just, how can this happen? And it's not just the fact that it goes out on several elevator banks, but it's a place of history and they're selling it out. This is outrageous. This shouldn't be allowed. How can this be? Question after question. The hardest thing of all is I got no warning. I found out 2 days after it had apparently closed. It's got no warning at all. Now even with a warning, and even if I had gone there, this would still be a bullshit move. But if I'd been there, at least I would have gotten to see it in person. This is just, I'm absolutely furious. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. I'm on the border of losing it. I really... How can this be? Closing and converting it to condos. I mean, they got enough places for apartments and condos. Got a place called 432 Park and various other places. They don't need this to become condos. This is what New York's like. Not only is it paranoid, but it is greedy as can be. It's just, we know how their observation decks cost so much. And despite that, I'm planning to go, hopefully, to the One World Observatory soon. But, I mean, this just came as a complete shock. There was no warning of it. And if there was, well, it wasn't very big. I certainly didn't get the memo, and I just looked up the videos. The most recent video was over a year ago by Sujo Shappy. And let's see, let me check this up. Hold on there. The next most recent video, the ROC elevators got it too. Okay, so he was the next most recent video. It was about a year and a half, year and 3/4 ago. Sujo Shappy was the most recent, October 2015. But you know how he goes. whole East Coast is a playground for him, but what this goes and shows you is even he didn't know. It caught everybody by surprise, and I mean everybody. I'm sure when you're watching this video, when you discover this video, you're instantly going to get shocked. I got shocked discovering it on Yahoo. I had no fucking warning. I'm pissed, and I'd be screaming, but my parents are sleeping, so I have to tone it down somewhat. But I mean, I'm furious. I am on the midst of losing it. Not only, I mean, it's not going to be the same. Massive renovation that's going to take 2 to 3 years. And when it reopens, most of the hotel's going to be gone. It's going to be fucking restricted above like the 15th floor or something. Those towers aren't going to be accessible anymore. But even some of the main building floors aren't going to be accessible. Converting into condos means one thing. It's going to be headed the same way as the Plaza. So the Plaza, I think it was half turned into condos. This is going to be 2/3 condos. Unless something gets done. Hey, it's only 3 days in or so. Two days in maybe. It's far from too late to stop this. I mean, this is not just any place. This is a historical place. How can the interior be gutted like this? That's what I heard. It's going to be gutted on the inside. It's going to be hardly recognizable inside, if recognizable at all. It's an Art Deco masterpiece. Yes, you got elevators to ride, but this is a place of history as well. If you're riding an elevator, it means you're riding. Elevators at a place of history, and they themselves are history. But a lot of unique Art Deco in there, including the elevator doors on the lobby floors. And now this is going mostly bye-bye. Yeah, it may physically still be there, but it's not being accessible. Well, not accessible seems like a familiar thing these days, and we know how bad New York is with all their paranoia and stuff. And they're greedy as fuck. There is no reason this place should be shut down like that. I mean, I had no fucking warning. None. And you can tell I am in the midst of losing it. Really losing it. Or certainly on the brink of it. This is just outrageous. Something should be done about it. Don't let them convert this place. Stop the renovation. Keep it fully as a hotel. There are plenty of places for condos and other apartments. This is a place of history. This should be a hotel, and only that. Unbelievable. I mean, if I had been there, this would still be sad, but to have never been there, and I was so damn close to going. I mean, I had no clue this was coming. Maybe they kept it secret on purpose to stop protests against shutting it down. The whole thing is this is just unbelievable. But it stings me a bit more than the average person, because 2 Octobers ago, one of my aunt and uncles who live in California were in New York. We went to see the 9/11 museum, but you can probably guess why I'm bringing this up. They were staying at the Waldorf Astoria, and unfortunately we arranged to meet them there, like at the 9/11 museum. And I figure, oh well, I'll go to the Waldorf soon enough. for some reason I didn't get there on last year's trip, and this ends up happening, which, again, in terms of getting a trip there, if there had only been some damn warning, it seems like there intentionally wasn't a warning, or if there wasn't much of one. Like, there were warnings that the Carnegie Deli was apparently closing, which that itself is a travesty, although I don't think it's completely closing. I think it's got multiple locations, and other locations are still open, but I mean, technically Waldorf's got a number of locations, but nothing as iconic as the one in New York. This is just... New York City is going more and more down the drain. Not only are they paranoid as fuck, but they don't even appreciate historical significance. All it is, it's I used to call it Millionaire's Town. I think it's turning more into Billionaire's Town. If you're not at least a billionaire. Heck, even the millionaires are going to start being treated like little people. That's how outrageous this place is becoming. And if you're not even a millionaire, it's like, screw you, screw all the poor people, and if you're quote middle class, well, in New York City terms, that's poor. So between paranoia that we all know about and greedy ass as can be, the city is turning more and more into an anti-American, just an anti-American disgrace. They have no respect for history. Because, I mean, this something like this should never be allowed to occur. Now, for a historical perspective, for the elevator community perspective, this loss is probably very similar to the Macys in Pittsburgh. But for an overall historical perspective, this is one of the worst things ever. Ever. I don't know if I'm ever going to get over this. This is one of the worst things ever. The fact I never got to go there, the fact I was so close within 2 weeks of a trip. But if only I had known, I would have made a trip into New York just for that. If I'd gotten a damn warning, if I'd been warned, let's say, 3 days in advance, I probably would have gotten in. Maybe even 2 days in advance. But damn, the day after it closes. I'm telling you, something's got to be done. I'm really in the midst of... I really wanted to go there so badly before people start saying, why didn't you go? Why didn't you go? Well, I mean, I had no clue. There was no fucking warning. Now, I'll mention an example of warnings. There's something like the Chewbacca elevators at Roosevelt Field that got gutted last September. Well, it sucked that happened. It really did. The replacement elevators are nothing special. These were special. It really was pointless that they did it, but I don't run that place. They were renovating the place, but they should not have changed the elevator, like replaced the elevators. But at least I got a warning. In fact, I got an extended warning because the place actually stayed open not stayed open, or the elevators were still in operation about 9 more months than the first rumored time that they were going to be gutted. So I was even thinking I might get another trip in, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But at least there was more than enough warning and I got him in. In this case, well, of unfair warning, well, I got a taste of it a little bit with the Marriott Marquis in Atlanta, where they modded the elevators, and I wasn't too excited. Not because of the new screens and stuff. I think the mod looks pretty good, but They removed all the Series 1 buttons that I looked so forward to going and pressing, and well, I've been on Otis Series 1 in other places. That place seemed like not just Otis Series 1, but famous Otis Series 1. And they not only got modded, but hardly any of the panels were saved, or as far as I know. And the part that's even worse, I've kind of gotten over that part of it a bit, but the worst part of it is the unique floor announcements is no more. It's just an ordinary floor announcement which can be heard anywhere. Can't even say marquee level, just says M level. But the point is, I was upset about the Marriott Marquis, and that was just renovation. It's not closing, it's still in perfect operation. WALDORF Astoria, well, they're going into renovations, but they're shutting their doors, and not for a couple of months, but for a couple of years. And they're not even staying completely as a hotel. Turning into condos is just ridiculous. Well, I might say, well, it gives people a chance to live at a historical place. Well, it ain't gonna look so historical on the inside when you are having massive renovations. It's gonna just be historical in the exterior and in the name. And with condos, privately owned condos, that means it's gonna be divided into a separate lobby, and that condo lobby is gonna be restricted to only people who live in those condos. And it's just more and more history going down the drain. It's either it gets restricted to the public and or removed altogether. It's just New York City is turning more into bullshit town by the day. Once upon a time, New York, the city famously known as the greatest city in the world, well, it used to be the greatest city in the world, but it is nowhere close to that. It is just going downhill into if you're unusual, you're going to be taunted, and you're not going to get much out of that place. If you're not a rich person, it just sucks. I just can't believe this was I found this out. I was having such a good day, and then this had to happen. I had to find this crap out. I have no words to say. I mean, I am lost. Although we're not talking about a person dying, it feels like it's the building equivalent. Even though the building isn't being torn down, it's just feels like this is one of the worst things that could happen. Add in the fact that there was no big announcement until it was too late, just really rubs it in. It's like it was held back on purpose. Some people, I look in the article and I hear, oh, people wanted to be there for the last night of the Waldorf. I'm thinking, well, I guess it got out to a few people, but not too many. Certainly nobody in the elevator community. It sounds like I'm the first to find out, and it's still already too late. This just, I can't really say anything more. I don't think I don't know if I can take this. I think this is just, this is just sickening. This is just flat out sickening.